It is Tuesday, April 14th, and it's time for the morning briefing. First of all, no changes to the National Terrorism Advisory System overnight. Snapshot of the region this morning. Things are relatively quiet. You can see the updated numbers from the unaccompanied children. No declaration updates to talk about this morning. No ongoing damage assessment. And no fire management requests. As we switch over to the geo platform this morning, still have some rain out there. Mark's going to talk about that here in just a moment. Before we go there, no changes to the status of our state EOCs. All are at level 4, as is the region here. No changes to the status of our IMAPs. No updates on the small earthquakes north of Oklahoma City or in the Irving area. No damages or injuries with those. Before we go to Mark, I'm going to turn the radar off and turn on the observed precipitation. And Mark can give you some more details about that. But that's the rain we've received here over the last few days. So we'll turn the radar back on and give it over to Mark.
Very good morning, everybody. As Paul mentioned, we do have quite a bit of rainfall over portions of South Texas this morning. Earlier, we did see some very heavy rainfall and some strong gusty winds move through the Corpus Christi area, and did see some in a few awnings, some gas stations blown over, but so far that's the only reports I've seen this morning. And the heaviest of the rain over South Texas has moved offshore, but we're still seeing some heavy rainfall over southeastern Louisiana, and a couple of reports of some minor flooding ongoing there, but nothing too major right now. And still along the Mississippi River, several points in minor flood, but that's it at this time. And also some very light rain this morning over portions of central and western Oklahoma, where we'll certainly take every possible drop that we can get. Yesterday we did see some areas over western Oklahoma receive 2 to 3 inches of rain, and fortunately there's going to be another system moving through that area on Thursday, and another chance of precipitation over that area. So certainly some very welcome news there. So as we go on to the threat matrix, you see for today, the heavy rain threat will be confined mainly to South Texas and then into southern Louisiana, where we could still see another 2 to 4 inches of rain, and still a marginal threat for some severe weather along the Texas coast and into Louisiana, where we could see some possibly gusty winds as well as some small hail. And then for tomorrow, the dry line gets active, and behind that over northeastern New Mexico and over the extreme western portions of the Oklahoma and Texas panhandles, we're going to see a critical fire weather threat. And then immediately to the to the east of that, over eastern New Mexico, Oklahoma, Texas panhandles, and into West Texas, will have a marginal severe weather threat where large hail will be the main threat. And then the system begins to push on through into Texas, and so we'll see a heavy rain threat over southeast Texas, southern Louisiana on Thursday, as well as a marginal severe weather threat over a good deal of Texas. And then by Friday, that system continues to push off to the east with the heavy rain threat confined to southeast Louisiana. And then by Saturday, it looks like everything will be, for the most part, to the east of FEMA 6. So again, a couple of more days of some heavy rainfall, as well as the smaller threat for some severe weather. And y'all have seen the new color codes that we have. I'll actually be going over this in more detail at our 10:30 weekly briefing. But we did want to split this up, give it a little bit more detail, and to the Rock email account that you see there, srh.rock@noaa.gov. So we'll be evaluating this over the next month and see how this works out and see how y'all like it. So again, certainly your feedback is very welcome on this so we can continue to improve on this product. And so for the weather hazards for today, in the main threats for some flash flooding, as you see there in the yellow area over South Texas and into Louisiana, and again, a marginal threat for that area as well. And then into tomorrow, what you see there for the, as we head into to Wednesday, the critical fire weather conditions over northeastern New Mexico and into the western Oklahoma and Texas panhandles, And there you see the marginal risk from the Oklahoma Panhandle into southwest Texas. And then by Thursday, that shifts to the east and covers a good deal from north and into central and south Texas. Again, not a big severe weather threat, but we could see some gusty winds and some smaller hail with that. And as we take a look, the good news is over portions of northwest Texas, western Oklahoma, we have actually seen some widespread rainfall, and we'll continue to see another chance for that coming up on Wednesday and then into Thursday. Not going to be a drought buster, but we'll certainly take anything that we can get. And on to space weather for the next 3 days. Pretty quiet for today, and then into tomorrow by Thursday, we are expecting a G1 storm, a minor storm. I'm really not looking for too many impacts across the United States. So that's all I have for today, Paul, and I'll toss it back to you.
Thank you, Mark. Appreciate that. Any questions for the Weather Service? Go ahead and type those in the chat window. You're on the phone, ask your question. And we'll take a look at the meetings going on around the region today and next week. Or later this week, I should say. And a quiz for this morning. Which one of these choices is the safest if you're confronted by a tornado? And I've got a couple of answers there. A or C is the correct answer. Any questions this morning? I probably would not be doing that in my car if I were that person. All right. I see.